Bobalicious in Los Angeles, California is home to a wide menu of boba drinks and a cutesy interior, but it's also the scene of our next big-time eating challenge. My task was to eat 5 pounds of chicken curry with rice and wash it down with over a gallon of sweet boba. With no fanfare, no BS, and no Stalin, it's time to find out if this huge food challenge was too much to bear. More than we bargained for.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hi guys, thank you for tuning into live stream. Check this out. This is the huge curry rice plate that we got to finish, and we got a huge boba thing too. I didn't account for this boba thing. That was completely crazy. Anyway, so we will begin this. It's going to be a mini eating challenge between me and Nader. So can we have our lovely audience count that from 10 for us? So we begin. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, this is good.
Okay, so need a fork.
Very, very flavorful.
A lot of boba. Welcome back to another Freak Eating Challenge. We're back in Los Angeles, back in another incredibly hospitable restaurant taking on a special eating challenge designed specifically for me and Raina. This one was a really difficult one, but we didn't expect that going in. We were told the challenge was going to be the 5-pound chicken curry plate, but when we arrived, the owner threw us a huge curveball and added on the giant glass of boba. I want to know where they sell these giant glasses because the only other time I saw a glass of this size and shape was in another boba shop. The silver lining of having the giant glass of boba, which held over a gallon of drink, was that the sugar in the boba drink would help to break up the savory flavor of the chicken curry. I was grateful that there was no milk in the boba drink because that much dairy would have definitely caused us some problems during the challenge. You're probably familiar with the milk gallon challenge and how difficult that one is to complete, but most people who attempt it don't add on 5 pounds of food. A gallon of anything on top of 5 pounds of food is going to create a very difficult challenge. The chicken curry itself was delicious. It was prepared more like popcorn chicken, so our chicken plate more closely resembled battered chicken nuggets covered in curry sauce than any sort of traditional chicken curry. Popcorn chicken is one of the specialties at Bobalicious, so it makes sense why it would be used. The curry sauce, though, is what made the meal. It was moderately spicy, but it also possessed a deep, meaty flavor full of cumin and other seasoning. I could have eaten this all day. I've eaten curry a few times in my life, but this one stood out as being different and actually better. This is something I could see myself eating again, and not necessarily for a food challenge or a YouTube video. It's nice to discover new places to eat, and ironically that's one of the weird perks about doing food challenges for videos. I've had the benefit of working with many YouTubers over the years, including people like Raina and Reckless Eating, and they've helped me learn about new restaurants and make contacts with all kinds of restaurant owners and promoters, and in turn find out about really good food that doesn't exist in my backyard. The game goes full circle, and at heart I'm interested in food more than I am about competitive eating, food challenges, or even making video. I do these things just because I find them fun, and they give me some sort of escape from the stress of everyday life and the baloney that sometimes goes on in the world of education. But back to the task at hand, this food challenge was freaking enormous. It was also freaking delicious, but there was no getting around the fact that there was more on our plates than we bargained for. Raina got a huge lead on the chicken curry rice plate, but I knew that the gallon plus of boba would be the difference maker between us. Raina thrives in speed eating, so usually the huge advantage she builds over me in those first 5 to 7 minutes is enough to carry her over to victory. When she can't wrap it up quickly and I have enough time to catch up, that's where my capacity advantage and abilities in long game eating give me the edge. Regardless, this is a very difficult way to approach the sport of competitive eating, and that's probably why most American-style eating events are limited to 8 or 10 minutes. Japanese-style events are based on the long game, with some events lasting an hour or more. And I feel like I've got a good chance to do well in those sorts of events. They don't happen too often though, not in this neck of the woods. I also learned my lesson from past experiences with rice, and I got some hot water handy. The curry and rice wasn't too difficult to get down, and I thought it was really cute how the rice balls were shaped like bears. But the true test was always going to be the gigantic goblet of boba. It was an oolong tea if I remember correctly, and it was stuffed with all sorts of boba pieces, shaped like stars and hearts, and some shapes I couldn't really describe. For those of you who don't know or haven't drank it before, boba is kind of like jelly. It's kind of like hardened jelly pieces. I guess that's a good way of describing it. What frustrated me was that the boba pieces couldn't always fit through the straw, and sometimes the straw got jammed with the ice pieces floating in the glass. You had to swirl your straw around to avoid sucking down ice, and you needed to work on hunting down those boba chunks. Eventually we poured our remaining boba into more manageable cups, and it's here that my advantage finally became noticeable. You couldn't tell when they were in the big glass, but I only had 1 cup of boba left, while Raina was still working on 2. These cups held about 24 ounces of liquid, but keep in mind that the boba pieces in the liquid were like jelly, and they added serious weight to the drink. Raina and I pushed on, but eventually it just got really hard to keep going. We started talking about Korean pop stars and Justin Bieber, and that's when you know the jig was up. Raina was almost ready to call it a day.
Yeah, not old. Kind of old. I think I'm older than Justin Bieber. We're around the same year. Depends on when he was born. 1994 also. I really don't want to finish this. I really don't want to finish this.
It's very painful to finish this.
Do you want to stop here and I'll just say you want?
If you want to stop, I'll stop.
Okay, let's just stop here. Neither one. It's totally fine with me. We both, look at our faces. We do not want to eat any more boba. It's like, thank you. Like seriously, it's like too much.
That was a ton. I mean, I wish we knew how much boba was in this cup.
I mean, look at the amount we have left, and think about how much we already eat. So maybe there's like at least 4 cups worth, at least, of boba.
Holding this, it feels like it's 2 pounds.
Yeah, it's heavy.
I mean, that had to have been close to a gallon in here.
Yeah.
Thank you to Bobalicious for hosting this incredible eating challenge and inviting Raina and I to take part in a day of fun. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to check out Raina's channel for another view of the action. It's not every day that I get a win over Raina, so I'll treasure it. I'll see all of you next time. Till we eat again, stay in school, don't do drugs, and eat like a freak.